How's ABC marketing going? Well, okay, I guess. Why, I guess? What have they produced? I'm not sure. At $50,000 a month, can you afford to be unsure? Here's a common scenario where no one wins. There's a very likely endpoint coming where neither party is happy. In this video, we're going to look at my three-step process to manage vendors or contractors. And in my experience, this could save you millions of dollars. First, we're going to look at the outline here and we'll look at the who. So who could use this? Quite simply, it's anyone responsible for managing a vendor or contractor, all the way from a project to a simple marketing agency. It's or even on your own home. It's that simple. When this process, this three-step process must happen before the project commences. Where needs to happen in writing. I'm going to detail this further in the how, but this must happen in writing. So the three-step process is before you engage with a contractor, excuse me, or begin work, you must clearly define winning. And this is by setting expectations. And these expectations, they have to be in a metric. You can't fluff around with this. You can't say, we want website traffic or we want a good house. The house has to be certain to a certain specification. The website traffic has to have clear metrics associated to it. Otherwise, when it comes to it, like the conversation at the start of the video, you won't have it clearly defined and you won't know what success is. And the next step here is you need to get it in writing. So this must be an agreement or contract. Legally binding is preferred. Now, in that contract, you can then put in scenarios. If they win, they get a bonus. If they lose, you fire them. If they lose, you don't pay them. Whatever you negotiate in those terms, but you need to get it in writing and it needs to reflect how they win. So the expectations are there for both parties. So you have a happy relationship because neither side wants to make each other unhappy. You just really have to get this in writing and clearly define it. Now, the third step, this is often missed. All the exciting bits done. You've started work. It's all going well. And then you don't follow up on a regular cadence. So for me, I like a weekly meeting with the contractor. And a lot of contractors, the last one I'm putting in writing now, I'm giving them a 90-day window to get everything up to hit their metrics. And then we're going to check in on a weekly basis with them. So in this, like I said, you want to check and measure their progress via what you defined as winning in step 1, and then wrote down in step 2. And now this is step 3. And this is how you follow up and make sure it's actually done. So the troubleshooting here is winning wasn't clearly defined and there is room for ambiguous room. I shouldn't have put that word in. So there's wriggle room for bad vendors and contractors to move in. So as in they'll be able to move in their own, bad vendors and contractors can move in, mess this bit up, but they can wriggle in what the contract said because it's not clearly defined. So I've had a lot of experience with this with marketers. They will take a bad marketing agency or bad marketer will take any wiggle room they can and they'll try and push it further. Just like a bad builder, you said, oh, okay, I wanted that deck to this specification and they says it is, and they say in the sky is blue and you're saying it's not. Really, you want it clearly defined what it looked like, what the deck looked like. So it had this specs, this timber, percentage or a millimeter of, specification of error in that deck. If it sticks out too far or too wide, but don't give them the opportunity to wiggle within what you've agreed to in the in writing. And then the next one is when you are doing this follow-up in this cadence, you can't get clean or timely data. So either they won't provide it or you don't provide it yourself. You sort of forget, you get relaxed. That's one place you really need the clean data. Needs to be accurate and needs to be timely. So you'll have leading and lagging indicators. You also need to define that in steps 1, 2, and 3 as well with the contractor or vendor. So to recap, define winning, get it in writing, follow up with a regular cadence, and learn from my mistakes. And I'm sure you will save a lot of money, have happier relationships, which is what you want, have longer term relationships with your vendors or contractors, and everyone wins. Cheers.